Thursday, August 27th. I sleepily pressed the off button on my alarm clock and opened my eyes. I checked the time. 7:30. Damn, I gotta get up! I throw my blankets off and start getting dressed. Once I think I've got everything on, I run over to the mirror. Pants and belt, check. Shirt, check. Jacket, check. Okay, good to go. I hurry back over to my desk and throw all of my books into my bag. Then I zip it up and hurry downstairs. I expected to see Chi eating breakfast, but she's not there. My eyes move to the kitchen table, where I notice a plate with 2 pieces of French toast and a note. I take the note off the table.
Meant to tell you last night, but I have to go in early for my club this morning. See you after school.
Stellar as usual. I glance over to the clock. It reads 7:50. Ah, man, I have to hurry. Wait, actually, that's not bad at all. I should be able to take my time walking today. Guess I got ready pretty quickly. I mosey over to the front door, put my shoes on, sling my bag over my shoulder, and head out. I'll take the normal route today. As I'm walking, I see a couple of other students from my school walking in pairs or in small groups. But a lot less than I'm used to seeing in the morning. Maybe the heat is so bad they all got taxis. I wipe the sweat already forming on my forehead. I don't see Anna anywhere on my way either, so I'm guessing our morning schedules didn't line up today. Once I'm about halfway to the school, something catches my eye. There was a simple public bench sitting under the shade of a large tree. It's a tree that I pass by almost every day, but I noticed someone standing and looking up at the tree with a blank look on their face. It's a girl wearing my school uniform. Is that? As I get closer, I confirm. That looks like Felicia. I wonder what she's doing staring up at a tree. Part of me wants to walk up and ask, but I really don't know her at all. But curiosity gets the better of me, so I decide to approach her. Not entirely sure how to best start up a conversation. I just give a simple greeting once I'm within a few meters of her. Hey, you're Felicia, right? She glances at me for about half a second before focusing her attention back on the tree. Maybe I should just introduce myself. I know we haven't talked much, but I'm Simon. We're both in the same class this year, Class 201. She doesn't even look like she heard me. I try again. It seems like you're really focused on this tree. Is there something important about it to you? And still nothing. This is awkward. I follow her line of sight to try and see if there's something in particular that she's looking at. It just looks like a normal tree to me. I wonder what... wait, what's that? Something is hanging from one of the branches. It looks like a school bag? I look back at Felicia and notice that she doesn't have any kind of bag with her. Hey, this might be a weird question, but is that your bag up there? Or yours? She glances at me again, but quickly goes back to staring at the tree. I think I might have seen a slight twitch of her eyebrows. Is that bag really... I don't know why, but kind of on impulse, I set my bag down, walk over to the tree, and start climbing up it. I've been climbing trees ever since I was a kid, so this kind of thing is a simple task for me. I managed to climb up, grab the bag, and climb back down in just under a minute. Phew! Got it! As I walk back over to Felicia, I hold the bag out to her. Hey, here you go. This is yours, right? Her face is still mostly expressionless, but I can definitely see that her eyes are a little wider than before. She looks slightly surprised. She still doesn't respond to me, but she quietly accepts the bag. I'd really like to know what caused her bag to end up high in the tree like that. Hey, so how did... but before I can finish what I'm saying, she nods her head slightly towards me before turning around and walking away. To the other side of the street. Damn, that was so awkward. I can see now why she has the reputation of being unapproachable. I decide to stay on this side of the street for the remainder of my walk to school. Once I arrive, I head straight inside to my classroom. As I head to my desk, I pass by where Felicia is sitting. And as usual, she doesn't look at me. What's not so usual, though, is that her expression is something other than emotionless. It still isn't obvious, but she almost looks upset? Felicia has her bag open on her lap, and she's looking through it in a slightly more urgent manner than if she was looking for a pencil or something. If I hadn't seen her this morning, I might have worked up the nerve to ask about it. But thinking back to the painfully uncomfortable interaction earlier, I decide to leave her be. As I sit down at my desk, Anna greets me.
Hey, Simone.
Hey. I glance back over to Felicia. She's still looking through her bag.
Listen, sorry about last night.
Anna's sudden apology catches me off guard. I look back to her. Huh? What are you apologizing for?
About the whole incident with Chiko? Sorry if I made things awkward for you.
What are you talking about? Awkward? Maybe for a minute, but it's not a problem at all. Don't worry. She just likes to joke around. No, she'd never take things any farther than you and I were okay with. If you're worried about it, though, I can talk to Chi and let her know that.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that I don't trust Chiko to. I mean, I was just worried that I might make things more of a pain for you to, but not to say that like Chiko is a pain or anything.
Anna.
I just started thinking, and then I got a little worried that.
Anna. She stops and looks at me. The worry on her face is obvious. You didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, and nothing is going to change. I chuckle to myself thinking about it. She is always pushing us together. You and I both know she's never gonna stop that. It's not anything new, just harmless fun.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Suddenly, I see a smile start to form on her face.
Yeah. What am I getting so worked up for? It was you that tried taking my cookies.
And she's back. We both laugh to ourselves. Anna sometimes gets like this over inconsequential things. She'll overthink it to the point that she starts spiraling into wild assumptions that don't make much sense. Time to push through. Anna smirks at me.
No falling asleep today.
I smile and roll my eyes. Yeah. The teacher walks in, and class starts.
Alright everyone, today we'll continue where we left off. Open your books to page 248.
The first few classes are boring as usual. I spent the time taking notes and occasionally answering questions. Math, for some reason, is unreasonably hard for me, but other subjects haven't ever given me too much issue. I wouldn't say my grades are stellar, but I can safely say they're above average. Unfortunately for me, though, that doesn't make the classes any less boring. After a couple of hours, lunch period finally arrives. I turn to Anna, but before I say anything, something on the other side of the classroom catches my eye. I see Felicia quickly put her things away, stand up, and leave the classroom. She still managed to do it with some manner of natural grace, but she seemed a little more rushed than usual. I wonder if it has something to do with what I saw her doing at her desk this morning. I look back to Anna. I'm gonna head down to the school store. I'll be back in a bit. No need to wait on me, though, if you're hungry. She looks back and smirks.
All right. I think I might just take you up on that.
I laugh and then head out of the room. I look down the hallway both ways, but I don't see Felicia anywhere. I head downstairs to the first floor. This is normally the way I'd go to the school store, but that's not where I'm interested in today. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but my curiosity is getting the better of me right now. I scan the hallways again. Nothing. Where could she have gone so fast? Then I have an idea. I wonder if... I hurry back up the stairs. Something that Anna and I talked about yesterday rings in my mind. I make it up to the second floor and keep going up. Unfortunately for me, once I reach the third floor, the stairs leading to where I want to go are on the other side of the building. Second years usually aren't allowed on the third floor unless it's for club activities. I'm betting on the fact that a lot of students are still moving to and from the school store, so the hallways are crowded. I keep my head down and just walk straight down the hallway, trying to look like I'm supposed to be here. Luckily, no one gives me any weird looks. Once I reach the stairwell, I head straight to the fourth floor. I'm careful to not look too suspicious as I head all the way up the stairs. Calling it a floor isn't really accurate though. It's really just an entrance to the roof. And I'm definitely not allowed up here. I honestly don't even know what I'm doing right now. I barely know Felicia, and now I'm trying to find her because she seemed worried about something. Is it just because of what happened this morning? I exhale. Well, I've gone this far. I look at the door. There's no window, so I can't see what's outside. Normally, you'd need a key to open the door, but if someone's already up here... I try the handle. It's unlocked. Looks like my hunch might have been correct. I slowly open the door and peek outside. On the far side of the roof, I can see a figure standing, facing away from me. I was right. It's Felicia. I scan the rest of the roof. Nobody else in sight, but seeing the floor firsthand, I can understand why you need to get permission to come up here. The thing that stands out to me the most is the lack of guardrails. You could jump right off if you wanted. There's also several big AC condenser units scattered throughout the roof. This place definitely wasn't designed with the intention of anyone being up here casually. I look towards Felicia again. It looks like she's on the phone with someone. I can hear her talking, but I can't make out what she's saying. What am I even doing here? What's my end goal? Did I want to ask her directly what's going on? Did I want to eavesdrop? Was there even anything going on? Whatever it was none of my business. If there was ever a time to turn back, it was now. But my curiosity got me this far, and at this point, it was piqued. Without considering the consequences too heavily, I decide to try and get closer to where Felicia is standing. Crouching and keeping a close eye on her, I quickly make my way over to one of the condenser units and lean up against behind it. I'm now probably around 20 meters away from her. I can feel my heart beating in my chest. Now that I'm closer, I can see her holding a phone up to her ear. It appears to be a simple flip phone. It isn't exactly unheard of for students our age to be using flip phones, but it's much more common for everyone to be using smartphones. And given Felicia's position as the daughter of the owner of a massive corporation, I would expect her to be using one as well. I realize that my interactions with Felicia up to this point have been so few and far between that I have no idea what kind of phone she uses, or if I've ever seen her using one at school. I put those thoughts aside for now, though, and start listening more closely.
This morning, I was foolish and didn't immediately confirm that it was still there. I take full responsibility for my error. Yes, I have two in mind. No, I believe that a culprit is more likely. I would not make a mistake that careless.
What is she talking about? From the comment about something being still there, I'm beginning to lean more into my hunch that Felicia lost something. But what does she mean by culprit? I keep listening.
Only somewhat. I see them often, though. The others I am unfamiliar with. I took some discreet pictures this morning. I will send them to you now. Of course, I apologize for the inconvenience. Thank you. I will handle the student if needed then.
The student? Who is she talking about? Is she talking about me?
Yes, of course. I will retrace my steps before any kind of confrontation. Understood. I realize that time is of the essence. Yes, I will contact you as soon as I have any updates.
She pauses for a bit longer.
Yes. I understand the consequences. Goodbye.
Felicia suddenly ends the call. She closes her phone, turns, and begins walking towards the door. My head is still peeking out from behind the condenser box, so I panic a bit as I scramble to go back into hiding. Her footsteps stop. It sounds like she stopped walking. Uh-oh. I know I didn't make that much noise. Did she actually hear me? My heart is beating out of my chest. I hold my breath and stay completely still. After what feels like several minutes, she continues walking. As she comes closer to where I'm sitting, I silently move to the other side of the condenser box just as she passes by. Thankfully, she doesn't stop again. But I don't stop holding my breath until I hear her open and close the door to the roof. She never looked back, so it seems like I'm in the clear. I finally exhale and let myself breathe. Damn, that was close. I was hoping I'd have an answer to my questions after coming here, but now I'm just more confused. After all that, though, I decided that this is definitely none of my business and way out of my depth. No more following Felicia around. After waiting a few minutes, I head back to the roof door. Then I try pushing it. Well, that's just great. Felicia locked the door behind her. This is really bad. I'm stranded in the restricted access area with limited time to get back to class. I hurriedly scan the roof for some other way down. My eyes land on a ladder hanging off the side. It looks like a fire escape. I am so screwed. The next 10 minutes could only be described as the most stressful in my life. I needed to climb down the entire ladder without being spotted by any teachers looking out the windows. So at every single floor, I waited until I thought no one was looking, and then quickly climbed down past the windows. Slowly but surely, I made it past each floor without any alarms going off. Once I finally made it to the bottom of the ladder, I noticed that the bottom 4 meters of the ladder were folded up off the ground. Oh, come on! It makes sense, since the school doesn't want any students using this thing for anything other than an emergency, but it sure makes things more difficult for me. I don't want to fall too far and break a leg, so I climb down and hang from the bottom rung of the ladder with my hands. Here goes nothing. I begin talking under my breath to pump myself up. 1, 2, 3! Hup! I let go of the ladder and brace myself, trying to fold my legs as I land. Ha! I pause for a second to make sure nothing is twisted or sprained. Looks like I'm good to go. I scan my surroundings. Good. Looks like no one saw me. I look at my watch. Still about 15 minutes left for lunch. Guess I'll just head back in through one of the side doors. Hopefully it won't look too suspicious. Thankfully, nobody seems to pay me any mind as I make my way back to the classroom. When I finally get back to my desk and sit down, I realize I never ate lunch. And it gives me a smirk.
Not feeling hungry?
I laugh awkwardly. Yeah, guess not. The line was so long and I got tired of waiting.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. How did Felicia like the line?
Damn it. You know, it'd be great if you could stop catching on to everything I do so easily. Anna laughs.
You know that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I can't help but chuckle along with her. Yeah.
Should I bother asking you any more than that?
For now, let's just leave it alone.
Alright then. Back to the grind.
More like back to hell. I pull out my physics textbook as the teacher enters the room. I hate physics about as much as I hate math. Mostly because physics has lots of math in it. As the teacher begins talking, I start writing notes in my notebook. We've been learning about how sound waves travel. We take a few minutes to review some problems from yesterday. Then the teacher suddenly asks us a question.
Does anyone remember approximately how fast sound travels through the air at 20 degrees Celsius?
The teacher looks at me.
Simone, why don't you answer?
I stand up from my chair. How fast does sound travel through the air at 20 degrees Celsius? That would be 343 meters per second.
Correct.
Nice! I'm definitely going to remember that for the midterm.
Next, what is the formula to calculate the distance a sound wave travels?
Another one? Wait, I think I remember this one. So, the formula to find the distance a sound wave travels... distance can be found by multiplying the velocity of the sound wave by the time it takes to travel the unknown distance.
Correct. Very good.
Nice! The math may give me trouble, but my memory works very well. I sit back down. The teacher continues.
Let's try an example problem.
He writes a problem on the board.
The time it takes for a sound wave to hit a wall and bounce back is 0.4 seconds. Assuming that the temperature of the air is 20 degrees Celsius, how far does the sound travel from its point of origin to the surface of the wall?
I fiercely start scribbling down the problem on my paper. Let's see. 20 degrees Celsius would mean 343 meters per second, and 0.4 seconds to go to the wall and back would mean it would only take half the... My thoughts are interrupted when I see Anna quickly raise her hand.
Anna, do you have the answer?
Yes, sir.
She stands up.
The answer would be 68.6 meters.
Correct. Can you walk us through it?
Of course. It takes 0.4 seconds for the sound to reach the wall and bounce back. So the time it takes for it to reach the wall is 0.2 seconds. That's the value for time. Then, using the velocity of 343 meters per second, we multiply it by the 0.2 seconds for time. This leaves us with 68.6 meters.
Very good. Let's look at another problem.
Anna sits back down. When it comes to anything math-related, Anna excels. I wonder how her math grades compare with Felicia's. The rest of class proceeds as normal. I stretch my arms in the air. Finally done! I am so hungry.
No wonder. You didn't eat any lunch.
Yeah, kinda regretting that now.
Do you have a shift tonight?
Yeah.
Figured. Here.
Anna suddenly tosses something to me. Whoa! It bounces around in my hands, but I manage to catch it. It's a handmade rice ball. What is...
I figured you'd be hungry, so I saved this for you. It doesn't compare to Chiko's cooking, but I'm still pretty confident in myself.
Wait, you didn't have to save...
You're right. I wanted to.
She interrupts me.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Anna. I appreciate it. Her face brightens.
No problem. You gotta go, don't you?
I look at my watch. Yep, I've gotta get going. As I stand up with a bag, I quickly turn back to Anna. Thanks again! See you tomorrow! She smiles and waves at me. I hurry out of the school and towards the bar. As I'm making my way to the bar, I stuff the rice ball in my mouth. Oh, this is good. I need to find some way to pay her back for this later. I arrive at the bar with a few minutes to spare. I head inside and wait to Mayu as I make my way to the back room. Once I clocked in and gotten changed, I head out to the front. I see Mayu talking with the boss.
I'm just not sure I like it anymore. If we put the spirits on this end and then eased into the wines as you look closer to the center, I think the colors would look more appealing.
Are you sure? I really like the look of the vodkas together in the center. We're pretty well known for our vodka mixes.
Good point. Then how about vodkas in the center with the wines surrounding them? Anything above 10% can go on the right, and anything below we put on the left.
Now you're definitely making things too complicated.
I have no idea what they're talking about. The boss notices me walking over.
Simon! Good to see you. Glad you can make it.
Well, it's my job, sir. The boss smiles.
That it is.
I can't help but laugh. The boss is always like this.
Could you go wipe down that group of tables over there?
Of course, I'm on it.
When you're done, come back over here. I want to hear your opinion on this.
If he's referring to the layout of the shelf drinks behind the counter, then I have no opinion. But I guess I can take a look. I head over to the tables and start cleaning them. As I'm wiping the tops, I notice that no one else is in the bar right now. That's probably why the boss and Mayu have time to have the conversation they're having. Although, knowing the boss, he'd probably just have the same conversation with any customer willing to listen, if there were any here. The thought makes me chuckle to myself. Once I'm finished, I make my way back to the counter. What did you want my opinion about, sir?
Take a look at this.
He motions to the back bar.
Something about it just isn't sitting right with me anymore. And I decided today that it's time for a change. So, Simon, do you think the top left shelf should be the spirits and the bottom right should be the gin? Or the opposite?
What? Well,
Or would it make more sense for the rum to be on the bottom right? Because to me, it seems like the rum could fit anywhere on the bottom shelf.
Well, of course, sir, but I don't actually know.
But in that same line of thinking, would our whiskey selection be nice somewhere on the bottom shelf? It could help accent the outsides of the drink selection.
Are the whiskey bottles the ones with the...
I've got it! The vodka has to be front and center, since it's what we're most well known for, and the wine is our most popular drink on Sundays, so those two can be split half and half down the center of the top shelf. Then, we can put our rum and gin on the outsides of the bottom shelf, with the spirits filling in the...
I have no idea what he's talking about. Boss?
The whiskey should go on the top shelf, because of how nice our whiskey bottles look. Now, that is a good deal.
I glance over at Mayu, who's just smiling and enjoying the show.
And of course, the sake can sit right over here on the top right shelf. Yes, this will be perfect for the look of the back bar.
What about our tequila? Shouldn't that be somewhere on the top shelf?
Suddenly, Mayu chimes in.
Of course, the tequila. How could I have forgotten? The tequila should go on the top shelf, which means we need to pick somewhere else for the sake to go. Or perhaps it could be placed next to the spirits. No, that wouldn't make any sense.
I look at Mayu again. She gives me a wink.
We need to rearrange our thinking. If our vodka mixed drinks are our most popular selection, wouldn't it make sense for the vodka to be at eye level on the center shelf?
Yeah, she just likes the chaos. The boss continues rambling on, and we help him rearrange the back bar. Over, and over, and over, and over again. We probably go through close to 20 iterations before he finally settles on something he's happy with. But eventually...
Well, it took us almost an hour and a half, but you're happy with this layout, right?
This is just what we needed to get the back bar spiced up again. We have the vodka here, and the spirits here, and the sake is...
Hey, doesn't this look kind of...
And the tequila is here, just like...
It's the exact same position as it was before we started.
The boss stares at the back bar for about 10 more seconds before turning around and looking at us.
That it is. Looks like no change was needed.
He gives us a big smile and a thumbs up. Mayu puts her hand over her face and I start laughing. Today's just business as usual. It isn't until around 6:30 p.m. that more customers start coming into the bar. As usual, I'm taking orders, Mayu's making drinks, and the boss is doing both. Alright, just to confirm, your order is 2 house beers, 1 vodka cranberry, and 1 gin and tonic, correct?
That sounds right to me. Wait, actually, could you change mine to a vodka cranberry as well? I'm not really in the mood for beer.
Of course, 1 house beer, 2 vodka cranberries, and 1 gin and tonic. We'll have those out in just a minute for you. I walk back to the bar and give Mayu the order sheet. House beer, 2 VCs, and 1 G&T.
Got it, thanks.
Overall, the shift is normal. The bar is never too packed on Thursdays, but it's definitely busier than our typical Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. While I'm wiping down a table whose customer just left, I glance at the clock. 7:02. About an hour left until I'm done for the day. I finish wiping the table and start walking back to the front. As I'm getting ready to go clean another table, the doors to the bar suddenly fly open. I look over to the entrance to see 3 rowdy men walk in. I don't know why, but I'm suddenly getting a bad feeling. I look over to the boss and Mayu. The boss continues casually wiping a glass that he's holding, but his posture looks less relaxed. Mayu's expression also looks tense. Guess I wasn't the only one who felt it. My gaze returns to the 3 men. They pick a table in the middle of the bar and sit down. One of them throws their feet up into the air. All 3 of them appear to be delinquents, probably in their early 20s, and they look like they get into fights regularly. It takes me a minute to remember that I'm supposed to go over and take their order. I glance back at the boss, who gives me a slow nod. He has a serious look on his face. I've never seen him look like that, but I can tell he's warning me to be cautious. I turn to grab my order notepad from the counter.
Hey, can we get some damn service? There's like no one else here.
Looking around, there are a few other customers. I can see looks of annoyance and disgust, but they're all avoiding eye contact with any of the delinquents. Guess it's showtime. I walk over to the table. Hello, welcome to the tumult.
Yeah, just get us around the beers already.
Of course. Would you like the house beer or one of our...
House.
Understood. We'll have those out for you shortly. As I walk back to the bar, the 3 men all start talking and laughing loudly. I didn't need to bother writing anything down. Just 3 house beers.
Yeah, no problem.
Mayu has an annoyed look on her face. What do you think? She responds while filling up the glasses.
Let's just hope they're nothing more than nuisances.
She hands the 3 beers to me.
Here you go.
Mayu leans close to me and starts talking in a lowered voice.
Keep an eye on their arms and legs. Don't let them try any funny business.
I silently nod back. I take the drinks and walk back. Once I reach their table, I start handing out the drinks. Thank you for waiting. Here are your drinks. The men don't even look at me as I set the drinks down. They just keep talking loudly. As I'm moving to place down the last drink, one of the men suddenly sticks out one of his legs. I quickly adjust my movement so as to step over it. He subtly clicks his tongue and makes an annoyed expression while looking away from me. Good thing I was ready for it. I set down the 3rd beer and walk back to the front. Mayu smirks at me.
Nice move.
I smile back. Nice heads up. The group continues ordering lots of drinks over the next half hour, and they only become louder and more annoying. The boss has thankfully been alternating with me whenever we bring drinks out to them, but it hasn't stopped them trying to screw around. I've managed to dodge at least 2 more attempts at them trying to accidentally bump into or trip me while I'm carrying the drinks. They've also become more irritating to the other customers in the bar, so much so that many have left. I finished passing out what feels like their 15th round of drinks. At this point, the 3 of them are all drunk and shouting.
Ah! Oh, what a pussy. Can't even cough up what he owes us on time. Then he runs for the hills? And after we went out of our way to keep him out of trouble. Sometimes they just never learn. But this one will. The hard way. I can see the look on his face already.
Yeah, they're grade A assholes. I walk back to the front again and see the boss and Mayu talking to each other. They look pretty tired of these punks as well.
Speaking of, that throw of yours was pretty spot on this morning. Yeah, damn right it was.
He motions like he's pitching a baseball.
Got it up to that tree in one shot.
Huh? Top of the tree? That sounds familiar.
Not to mention we got this without her noticing.
One of the men holds up a fancy-looking charm of some sorts. Although it might be too big to be called a charm. It looks more like a rectangular keychain.
Stuck-up bitch got what she deserved, trying to ignore us like that. So, what is that thing? Who gives a shit? If it's important, she can come find us. Doesn't look cheap, that's for sure.
My thoughts flash back to this morning. Could these guys be the reason her bag was... Mayu walks up behind me.
Don't worry. Only a couple more hours and we'll close on these assholes.
She notices me staring at the object the men were all talking about.
You recognize that thing?
Never seen it before, but I might know who it belongs to. Can't say for sure, though. Mayu looks at the men again.
Normally I'd say let's get it back, but we're on shift and there are other people here. Can't exactly go starting potentially out-of-hand confrontations in front of our patrons.
Right.
That is, unless it doesn't turn into one.
The boss is suddenly behind us, wiping the counter. Without looking up, he continues.
Does that keychain belong to a friend of yours, Simon?
I wouldn't say friend, but I think it might belong to someone in my class.
Why don't you take a closer look the next time they order?
He smiles.
Then we can go from there.
Is he? Oh, understood. Thank you, sir. Suddenly, one of the men slaps the table.
Another round!
Oh, good timing. I head over to the table. Of course. Well, can I?
Not you, brown nose.
He waves me off without looking.
Hey, babe, I want to talk to you.
None of them look at me even once. All 3 of them are obviously intoxicated. I glance back at Mayu. She's keeping a professional face, but I notice her eyebrow is twitching. This is actually a good chance, though. They're all distracted. My eyes move to the keychain, which is now lying on the table. I can make out 2 letters on the face-up side. F.A. I bet money on those. I bet money that those stand for Felicia Arison. That's all I needed to see. I walk back to Mayu and the boss. It's hers. I'm almost sure now. Another one of the men calls from across the bar.
Damn, now that I'm looking at her, she's fine. Yeah, come keep us some company and take our orders, why don't you?
Mayu is having a hard time hiding her annoyance now. She's pissed. The boss calls back to them.
Of course, we'll send over the drinks in a minute.
As he begins filling up 3 more glasses, he starts talking in a quiet voice.
All right, let's get it back from them.
Really? Are you sure that's okay, sir?
I'm pretty damn sure about it.
The boss looks at Mayu and me.
These hooligans are harassing 2 of my employees. Of course I'm sure. And I've got an idea.
The boss gives us his signature smile. Guess we're on.
Mayu, why don't you bring them the next round of beers? Oh, and did I mention that I just bought us a new floor steamer last week?
Mayu looks at the boss and a cheeky smile forms on her face.
No, I don't think you did. I'll keep that in mind.
And Simon, could you please bring them an extra round? It's on the house. For being such great customers. I'll be right behind you.
These two suddenly become a lot more intimidating. Good thing I'm on their side. Of course, sir. But what if things go sideways? The boss gives me a knowing look and comes a little closer.
I believe you already know the answer to that, Simon.
What is he talking about?
That is to say, you can use whatever techniques you need to defend yourself. Just wait for my signal.
What? Wait, how do you... He holds up a finger to his lips and gives me a wink.
Let's just focus on this for now. I'm right behind you.
He's right. We can talk about this later. First, the keychain.
You guys finished yet? Let's do this already.
Mayu's raring to go. The boss hands us 3 beers each.
Don't worry, these are the plastic ones.
He smirks.
But if a glass or two happens to get broken, I'll be fine.
Mayu takes the beers and stands still for a moment. Her expression changes, and she puts on a mature-looking smile.
Hey, boys. I hear you wanted to see me.
The 3 of them look at Mayu, and big smiles form on their faces.
Damn right we did.
She changes her tone to one that's much more sultry.
Well, why don't I pass out these drinks and we can talk some more?
Mayu leans over the table to hand out the beers. As she does, one of the thugs puts his hand on her thigh. Her sultry expression immediately changes to one that's much more threatening.
Whoa.
Mayu pretends to trip and almost fall, sparing the beers all over the 3 delinquents. Several glasses clatter on the floor.
What the hell are you doing? Ah, damn bitch, you did that on purpose.
In a voice oozing with sarcasm, Mayu responds.
Oh my goodness, of course not, sir. I'm so sorry. Let me get you cleaned up.
She pulls out a cloth and moves to start wiping the table. While all the men are distracted, Mayu quickly glances at me. She then wipes the cloth off across the table, knocking the keychain onto the floor. Time to move. I walk over and discreetly kick it across the floor to somewhere I can pick it up later. I look back over to the delinquents. They're pissed. But it looks like none of them noticed the keychain.
So now you think it's funny to joke with us, huh?
One of them starts to stand up, but I quickly move in between him and Mayu. Please accept our apology. We have another round of drinks for you all here. Free of charge, of course. I set the new drinks on the table.
Are you kidding? You think that's gonna cut it?
This one abruptly stands up, knocking his chair backward. It clatters on the floor. Oh boy. Mayu stops wiping the table and quickly takes a few steps back. The boss approaches. He bows to the 3 men.
Our most sincere apologies. Please allow us to make it up to you. Please order anything from the menu. It's on the house.
None of them are pleased.
This guy's funny.
The biggest man stands up slowly, still leaning on the table and wearing a dangerous smile on his face. There's beer all over his shirt and pants. I can see the anger in his eyes.
He thinks a couple more drinks are gonna stop me from slapping the shit out of his shit-stained employee.
He stands upright and looks at Mayu. And then he begins walking towards her.
Please, sir, there's no reason to escalate this into anything unnecessary.
One of the other men responds.
Unnecessary? This bitch needs to be taught some manners.
He cracks his knuckles. This man starts to approach where Mayu is standing as well. She slowly backs away. Mayu is keeping a confident smile, but I can tell she's starting to get nervous. As the men close the distance, I see the biggest one's hands turns into a fist. This is bad. I need to move. He raises his fist into the air. I need to get in between them!
Behind them!
If that's not the signal, then I don't know what is. I move into action. The boss moves behind the biggest man, and I follow his lead and put myself behind the other one.
Huh?
My body feels like it's moving on its own. I grab his arm and move it to twist it behind his back.
What the?
This is something I've practiced hundreds of times, but I've never needed to use it on someone this big before.
Hup.
I see the biggest guy go down.
Mayu!
On it.
I hear Mayu and the boss calling to each other, but I can't focus on it. My heart is beating out of my chest. I kick at the man who I'm holding's legs to knock him off balance.
You little.
But he's stronger than I anticipated, and his elbow swings back and clocks me across the cheek. Ah! Damn, that hurt. I can't let go now though, so I try again. This time I use more strength. With a well-placed duo of kicks, I managed to get his legs to buckle.
Shit!
I moved to push all my weight downward. Ah!
Ah!
I managed to get him down onto the floor and position myself on top of him. Thanks to him being drunk, and to the fact I've had the element of surprise, it wasn't as difficult as it probably could have been to get him down.
What the fuck are you doing?
The boss has the biggest man pinned against the table now. I quickly look over to the third man, who looks extremely disoriented.
What the hell is going on? Hey! What the fuck is this?
He's definitely the most intoxicated, but that doesn't stop him from being a threat. He starts to roll up his sleeve and stand up.
You think you can just hide behind your friends? I need to teach you a thing or two about owning up.
He starts moving towards Mayu. Damn it! I can't move unless I let go of the guy I've got pinned! My mind is racing. What do I do? Mayu, get out of here! I shout to Mayu, but she doesn't move. That's when I notice her serious expression. What is she? Once the third man is within about 3 meters of her, she suddenly holds up her phone towards him. Then loudly, I hear a voice come out of the speaker.
The emergency services are on their way and will arrive in 2 minutes.
What?
He freezes.
Shit.
I think it would be best if you three left. Now.
The boss looks at me and nods. We both let go of the 2 men we have pinned down. As the biggest man stands up, he slams the table.
God damn it!
He looks at the boss, rage in his eyes.
Don't think for a second that you've run out of this one, old man.
He looks like he wants to crack the boss across the face. I start to ready myself just in case he tries anything.
You shitheads just surprised us. That won't happen again. Come on, let's finish this. 1-on-1.
The boss still hasn't moved. The delinquent's face turns to one of dark anger. He lowers his voice.
You got lucky this time. Come on, boys, let's get out of here.
As the 3 men move towards the door, Mayu suddenly blocks their path.
What do you want now, bitch?
A smile forms on Mayu's face.
I think you boys forgot something.
She holds out a receipt with all of their orders on it. I can't see the number from where I'm standing, but I know for a fact it isn't cheap.
You think we're gonna pay for that after the stunt you pulled?
The biggest man steps forward.
And what are you gonna do, Tell the cops you assaulted your own customers?
Mayu silently points to something on the ceiling. The delinquents look over to where she's pointing.
Shit.
It's a security camera. Mayu is smiling mockingly at them now.
Sounds like it's time to pay up.
The biggest man has both his fists clenched. I can see his knuckles turning white. This has been one hell of a shift. The police arrived and took the 3 delinquents away in their patrol car. The men, of course, didn't have enough money to cover their insanely large bill, so we were told that they'd be due to pay the money back at a later date. The expressions they gave us when getting into the car were some of the angriest I've ever seen. I really hope I don't run into them again. It wasn't much of a question who was at fault in this case, especially with the hard video evidence from the bar's security cameras. So the whole questioning process only lasted about 20 minutes. Right now, the boss is talking with the remaining police officers. I look down at the keychain in my hand. The letters FA stare back up at me. Getting this back sure was a lot of a hassle for a girl I don't even know. Man.
You okay?
Maya has been standing silently next to me. Yeah, just processing everything. I hadn't been in a real fight like that since I was a kid. I look up. How about you? You are the one they were after. Mayu laughs awkwardly.
Would you be surprised if I said this wasn't the first time something like this has happened here?
I look over in surprise. What? Really? Wait, you guys didn't do this kind of thing often, do you?
Oh, no, of course not. But,
Maya glances over at the boss.
maybe it'd be better to let him explain it to you.
I look at the boss. This is going to be an interesting conversation for sure. After another 5 minutes or so, the boss finishes talking with the police and walks back over to Mayu and I.
Let's head inside. I've got some things I'd like to say.
We're the only ones left at the bar now. Everyone cleared out pretty fast once the cops were called. I sit down on one of the bar stools, and the boss puts his hand on my shoulder.
Good work today, Simon. I'm glad to see your judo club excuse wasn't just a bluff.
What? Wait, sir, I have so many questions.
But
The boss suddenly steps back and gives me a bow.
I owe you a sincere apology.
What do you...
I put you in a position that put you in danger, and while I'm certain I would have been able to prevent things from going any further, you still got injured because of me.
I gently put my hand to my cheek. I could feel a lump, and as soon as I make contact with it, I feel a stinging pain. Ah!
If you feel that, because of this incident, you'd no longer like to continue working here, I understand. I'm happy to keep you on the payroll while you look for a new job.
What in the world is he talking about? Quitting? Wait! Sorry, I just need to process all of this. First, how in the world did you know I could do judo? And does this kind of thing happen often here? I've been here like 5 months now and haven't seen anything like it. But Mayu said that this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Mayu, who's been sitting at a nearby table, drinking some of the kind of alcohol, stands up. She gives me her usual smile.
The boss is a 9th degree black belt in judo.
What?
It was one of the first things he noticed after your interview.
Understanding who can and can't do the art I've trained in for 38 years comes as a package deal with the experience.
9th degree? I laugh awkwardly. I guess me saying what I did in the interview didn't help to curb your suspicion then? He smiles at me.
Can't say that it did.
His face then becomes serious again.
But that doesn't excuse the fact that it was unreasonable for me to put you on the spot like I did today. So, if you'd like to terminate your contract here, I understand.
Absolutely not. I'm firm in my response.
Oh?
You both have done more than enough for me in the time that I've been here. A little bruise on the cheek isn't gonna scare me off. Without any hesitation, you both agreed to help me get back some random object that belongs to someone I don't even know. Without even asking for proof. Mai smiles.
Of course we did. You've given us every reason to trust you. Plus, those assholes had it coming.
I laugh. Well, that's all I need to hear. If you guys are willing to trust me, then I can do the same for you. And even if this kind of thing happens more than once, I've made up my mind. I look at the boss confidently. I'd be happy to continue working here. The boss flashes a big smile.
I knew hiring you was a good idea.
Maya looks over at the boss.
You know, you still haven't told me exactly why you hired him in the first place, especially considering he can't drink yet.
She looks back at me and smiles.
Not that I'm complaining, of course.
I believe that's something you need to ask Simone about first.
Well, it's true that I asked the boss to keep some of the things I said during my interview a secret. I realize now that it was mostly just me being paranoid. After 5 months, I definitely trust Mayu enough to give her an explanation. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any. I don't really know why the boss hired me either, but I can at least tell you what I said in the interview. Maya takes another sip of her drink. She has an excited look on her face.
Woohoo! All right. Spill the beans.
Maybe a little too excited. Well, let's see. So, I came across one of the boss's business cards by chance when I was shopping for something at a nearby mall.
What? No!
I'm interrupted immediately.
Ho-ho! Is that the sound of victory I hear?
Maya and the boss suddenly become rowdy for some reason. What?
Simone, please tell me you're lying. There is no way you found this bar through that stupid business card stand. The boss literally found it in some random newspaper ad and then decided it was a good idea to pay for a crappy little stand to leave his business cards on. In some random corner of a mall.
I laugh. I guess it was kind of an odd place to find a business advertisement. But, yeah, that's really where I found it.
Damn it.
Maya looks defeated. What's the big deal, though? Did you guys have some kind of bet going or something?
That's exactly what we had. And, I believe, I just won.
Yeah, I'll pay up later.
The boss smirks.
I'll hold you to it.
Maya turns back to me.
Anyways, Simone, what were you saying?
These two are like a comedy duo. Oh, right. It might seem weird why I decided to call the boss at all given the weird place I found the card in, but it was actually a pretty great option for me. I needed a jaw so that I could keep hidden, and wouldn't accidentally be discovered at. So I gave him a call and asked if he would consider hiring someone part-time. Maya tilts her head.
Hidden from who, exactly?
I scratched the back of my head. My little sister. Maya's expression suddenly turns to one of intrigue.
Oh, now that's interesting.
She's part of her junior high school's light music club. They only have 5 members, so the club fees are all split between them. Or, I guess they should be. Realization lights up on Mayu's face.
Oh, I get it. You're secretly paying for everything, aren't you?
She caught on fast. Yeah.
Quite the gentleman, isn't he?
That's a lot of pressure for one guy, though. So why in the world are you paying for everyone and not telling them?
A few months after my sister joined the club, She said something about it potentially closing down. Because of how small the club is, the school decided to allocate a lot of the club's budget to other places. They still assist with the school festival related stuff, but everyone's club fees increased a lot. And my sister told me that not everyone has enough money to pay the dues every month.
It kind of seems like they're trying to get rid of the club altogether.
That was my first thought, too. So, I went in one day during after hours and had a meeting with the club budget staff to ask if the club could be funded externally. And, they said yes. All I asked them to do was keep the source of the money, that being me, a secret. Maya gives me an intrigued look.
Wow, you're a pretty convincing guy. First junior high school staff, and then a bar owner? All for what, though? I assume you're not trying to swoon a couple of middle schoolers.
Of course not. My sister really loves music. She's loved it ever since she was a child. Right after she joined the music club, she started practicing every single day, and she hasn't broken the chain since. Every day, she's either practicing the guitar or practicing her singing. And recently, I think she's even starting to writing her own music. I look down at the table. I don't want her to lose that. But she's too thoughtful for her own good. If she knew I was working an extra job to pay for everyone's club dues, she might start feeling guilty and try to quit.
You think she would actually try and quit if she found out?
Well, if she started feeling guilty about me paying for everything, she might end up wanting to quit. But if she quits, that would also essentially shut down the club for all of her friends too. I don't want her to put herself in that limbo. I just can't take that chance. I look back up at Mayu. So, here I am. Judo was something I did as a kid, so it's not weird to my sister that I'd be in the judo club. That's why I can use it as an excuse for where I'm always am after school. Mayu silently stares at me for a few seconds. Then she smiles.
I think I can see why you were able to convince the boss so easily now. I'm not even hiring you, and you've convinced me 3 times over already. But maybe you're wrong.
Huh?
I think you're still trying to convince yourself.
Mayu's face suddenly looks much more serious.
I don't know your sister, so you can convince me all day. But after hearing what you said, I don't think you buy it. To me, you just sound stubborn.
What? Does she mean she's not convinced? I quickly glance at the boss, who's silently listening while wiping one of the beer glasses. What do you...
How much do you care about this sister of yours?
More than anything in the world. I don't know where this is coming from, or where Mayu was going with this, but I answer honestly.
Then why are you scared? It sounds like she trusts you, so why don't you trust her?
Mayu pauses again. I don't know what to say.
Everybody has secrets, and everybody has masks. But if you're too scared to be yourself, then who are you really? Who are you to her when she finds out on her own?
Mayu, perhaps that's enough for now.
Sorry about that. Got a little carried away there.
Well,
No. Don't worry about anything I said just now. Look, you know your sister better than anyone, so I'm sure you know what's best.
Mayu returns to her normal attitude, but what she said shook me. It reminded me in some ways of Anna's opinion about everything, but for some reason, Mayu's words felt like they were coming from somewhere else. Either way though, it's exactly like she just said. I know Chi better than anyone, and I know my decision isn't one made on a whim. I laugh awkwardly. No, actually, I'm glad you said that. It gives me something to think about. Mayu smiles.
You know, you're pretty mature for your age, Simone. It's a shame you're so young.
What? Mayu immediately starts laughing.
Nothing.
She goes for a drink again. Got me again. The boss laughs.
And he's proved time and time again that he's a valuable employee here. Keep up the good work, Simone.
Feels kind of embarrassing explaining all this stuff out loud, but I trust Mayu and the boss, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm also not great with praise, so I just kind of laugh awkwardly. Mayu leans back in her chair and stretches her arms out.
Well, would you look at us? Bonding after beating up a couple of idiots.
The boss smiles. I laugh. What a weird scenario I found myself in. I look at the clock on the wall. 8:30. Damn, I'm gonna be late again. And I didn't check XG about it again. The boss notices me looking at the clock.
You're free to head home whenever, Simone. Don't worry, I'll be sure to give you overtime for today.
Thank you, sir. I'll be off then. I quickly make my way to the back room and get changed. Once I'm in my normal clothes, I check my phone.
Hey, Simone. Everything okay? Are you going to be home late tonight?
I quickly type up a response. Hey, sorry. Club practice went a little overtime today. I'll be home soon. I wave goodbye to the boss and Mayu as I make my way out of the bar. I keep my pace up as I walk home. My mouth is already watering imagining what food Chi cooked today. It takes me about 10 minutes to get back to my house. I walk up to the door and insert the key. But before I turn the lock, I hear something. I smile. I turn the key and head inside. As I'm closing the door behind me, I see Chi sitting in the living room with an acoustic guitar. She looks up at me.
Hey, Simone!
Chi leans the guitar against the wall and runs over to where I'm standing. You got a new guitar or something?
Yeah! Kiki's on vacation this weekend, so she's letting me borrow. Yikes!
Chi suddenly shouts and points at my face. What? What is it? I feel her hand touch my cheek where I got elbowed at the bar. Ow!
That looks bad. Did something happen at practice?
Thankfully, I only got one bruise, so it shouldn't be too hard to explain away. Oh, yeah, that. We were practicing some lock maneuvers today, and one of the guys accidentally swiped me across the face while trying to set one up. How bad does it look? She opens her phone camera and shows me the screen.
Not too great.
I squint to get a better look at the screen. I can see a purple lump around my cheekbone. It's already swelled up pretty big. Dang, yeah, that's rough. Guess I'll get some ice for it. She smiles.
I can get that. I'll also grab dinner as well. I've been keeping it warm in the oven.
Yes! Food from Chi! Great! I'm gonna run upstairs real quick and get changed.
Okay.
I throw my bag onto my bed and start changing into more lazy clothes. I hang up my school uniform for tomorrow. While I'm getting the pants folded onto my bed, my arm accidentally bumps into my open bag, knocking it onto the floor. Damn it. A bunch of the contents spilled out onto my floor. I bent down. As I'm putting everything back in, I see Felicia's keychain. Huh? It looks different than I remember. Maybe it's just hard to see because I didn't turn on my room light. But what's that piece sticking out on the side? I slowly go to pick it up. What the hell? Seems like it falling out of my bag caused some sort of side panel to come loose. I start to get an uneasy feeling. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not supposed to. But curiosity gets the better of me. Upon closer inspection, the side panel itself wasn't particularly well hidden. But if you didn't know to look for it, it'd probably only be found by accident. Like right now. Underneath the open panel is a small black wheel embedded into the side of the keychain. It has small grooves on it, making it look like it should be turned. Should I really be messing with this? I don't want to break anything. I've already come this far, though. Plus, I don't think turning this wheel is gonna mess anything up. Probably. I press my thumb against the wheel and begin slowly rotating it. And after rotating it all the way around, nothing happens. Huh. Maybe it's better that I don't mess with it after all. Suddenly, I hear Chi call from downstairs.
Simone, are you coming down soon?
Right, dinner. Yeah, one sec. I decide to leave the keychain alone for the time being and hurry downstairs. I see Chi sitting at the table with 2 hot plates of lasagna waiting for us. Ah, yes, lasagna tonight. She laughs.
Get over here already. I'm hungry.
I smirk back. You're telling me. I sit down.
Thanks for the food.
Thanks for the food. I've been so hungry for basically skipping lunch today that I can't stop myself from immediately tearing into the lasagna in front of me.
Whoa, calm down. There's plenty more if you want seconds.
I respond while chewing. Tonight's gonna be your first night, I think. She starts laughing and putting her hands out in front of her to block her view.
Hey, chew with your mouth closed.
We both just start laughing and then continue to eat loudly. Once I'm finished eating at a more normal pace, I look over to Chi. So, how'd practice go today? Chi beams at me.
It was so fun. Today we started practicing a new song and everyone was super excited about it.
Oh, that's great. What song is it? Although I probably won't recognize it. She laughs.
You might actually.
Oh yeah?
You know that idol anime I watch a lot?
Yeah, of course. You talk about it a ton and I see it on the TV sometimes.
Remember the name too?
Nope. Of course I do. It's She chuckles.
I figured.
Wait, no, hold on. I can get it. Oh!
Oh?
It's Kimochii's, Big Day Out? She bursts out laughing.
Big Day Out?
Guess I was wrong. Oh, come on. Was I close? At all?
Well, you did better than I thought you would. It's Kira Komachi's Idol Adventure.
Then it clicks in my head. Oh yeah! Idol Adventure, that's right. It's got that super catchy theme song, right? Adventure! Adventure!
Yeah! That's the song we started practicing today.
Oh, that's great, She. My mind wanders back to what I heard her singing before I opened the door earlier. Wait, so what were you singing earlier before I got back? Was that for the club too?
Huh? You heard that?
Her face starts turning red. Yeah? Oh, but it was really good. I really liked the...
No, don't say anymore.
She is waving her hands at me.
Let's not talk about that, okay?
What's gotten into you all of a sudden? There's no need to be embarrassed.
Just, could you pretend you didn't hear anything?
She looks down and starts staring at her lap.
Please?
I pause. I can't say I'm totally surprised by her reaction, but I can tell that pushing further probably isn't a good idea, so I decide to drop it. Yeah, sure, no problem. She lets out a sigh.
Thank you.
You know, you don't have to be embarrassed about anything you do in front of me, right?
I know. It's just...
She pauses and tilts her head down again.
It's just a small side project I've been working on. Nothing that good, of course. Just something I kind of wanted to, try. But it's really nothing special, I swear.
She is too humble for her own good. A little more self-confidence would take her a long way. I smile at her. I'll believe that when I see it. You're always welcome to show me. She looks up at me.
Thanks, Simone.
I give her a thumbs up. My mind wanders back to the conversation I had with Chi yesterday. Speaking of music stuff, though, how's your electric guitar holding up? Still need to retune it every 30 minutes? Chi gives me an annoyed look.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten any better. Alice is taking it this weekend to the King Grant's shop I mentioned, so I decided that since my friend Kiki is letting me borrow her acoustic guitar, I'll practice on that at home until Monday.
Do you think the shop will be able to get it fixed?
Yes! They definitely will be able to fix it for a reasonable price.
She is talking confidently, but her expression doesn't match her voice at all. And if they can't?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I decide to leave it at that. Got it. I put my fist in the air. Let's go, Grants! She starts laughing.
Woohoo! Let's go, Grants!
Our conversation carries on normally for another hour or so before Chi realizes she still has homework left to do. She runs upstairs, and I start cleaning the dishes. Once I'm finished getting everything put away, I look at the clock. Damn, it's already 11:30? And I still have homework to do too. I take my tired legs and trudge upstairs to my room. I plop down in my desk chair and open my phone camera. I flip the camera around and take another look on the bruise on my face. Man, Anna's gonna be so pissed. She always gets angry when she finds out I'm being reckless. My eyes then fall on the homework books scattered across my floor. No use worrying about her reaction now, though. I pick up the books and open the first one. The first problem stares back at me. This is gonna suck. I get out my pencil and start writing. Once I'm about halfway done, I lean back and stretch. I could really use a massage. While I'm leaning back, my eyes wander over to my bed. I see Felicia's keychain sitting next to my pillow with the odd black wheel still exposed. Curious, I pick up the keychain to give it a closer look. Each notch on the wheel is marked with a white number. I start rotating the wheel. No way. Is this a lock? I start to get that same uneasy feeling from before. I don't really know why, but it goes beyond just feeling like I'm snooping through someone's stuff. Should I really keep messing with this? My mind flashes back to Felicia's phone conversation on the roof. Turn the wheel or put it away. What am I even doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I... Suddenly, a compartment on the end of the keychain opens and a USB connector pops out. This is bad. I shouldn't be messing with this. My eyes slowly move to my computer. This is such a bad idea. But against my better judgment, I plug the drive into my computer and turn it on. After plugging in the drive, a single folder pops up on my screen. It's labeled simply as Arison. As soon as I click the folder, I'm met with what looks like dozens and dozens more folders and files. They're labeled with business-related names, project titles, and even people's names. There's so much I can't even make it to the bottom after scrolling for 20 seconds on my mouse. What the hell is all this stuff? I really should not be looking at this. I knew this was a bad idea. I need to take this thing back out of... Huh? Suddenly, my eyes fall on one of the folders. Felicia Arison. This is so bad. I open the folder. Her folder also has a sizable number of files in it. I realize that I'm looking for anything that might detail a sudden change in personality. Huh? I notice a file titled Reconstruction Procedure. I click on the file. A large document opens on my screen. I see lots of text and attached images of weird diagrams and charts. I don't understand any of it. I scroll down some more. Damn, this document is huge. There must be over 100 pages in this thing. Incident report summary? Date of occurrence, October 7th, 2007. Following the accident, Miss Felicia was confirmed to be in critical condition. It was hoped that she would recover to an at least somewhat stable state. However, that was not the case. The following weeks showed a decline in her condition, indicating that she might not be able to survive for much longer. What? After receiving formal approval from Mr. S. Arison, it was decided to take action to recover what was most needed from Miss Felicia. The procedure chosen to be used was still mostly theoretical and carried with it a high risk, but it was the only solution left if Miss Felicia was to have any chance of survival. The reconstruction procedure would begin with Miss Felicia being the first participant. A suitable underwatch replacement vessel under the name Cambridge was acquired shortly after this decision was made. Replacement? Underwatch? What does that... Ah! As I'm scrolling down, I briefly catch a glimpse of some photos embedded in the document. I've already scrolled away, but those were... disturbing. It looked like the scene of a car wreck. That must have been the accident the document was talking about. With my hands shaking, I slowly scroll back up. It's awful. I see a little girl who couldn't be any older than 10 or 11 lying motionless in the middle of the road. There's a car behind her, flipped upside down. She's covered in blood, and one of her arms is... That must be her. I can feel my hands shaking. This doesn't... And then I see more. An image of 2 girls sitting in hospital beds. Diagrams of a brain, close-ups of surgical wounds, procedures for erasing Suddenly my head starts to throb and my mind becomes overwhelmed. I can't look at this anymore. I quickly grab the drive and rip it out of the USB port. This was a bad idea. A bad idea. I closed the keychain back up and put it into my bag. I don't want to be anywhere near that thing right now. I press and hold the power button on my computer. I need some sleep.